Everybody, it's your boy Jay back here again for another video on Real Sports Talk. And good game by the Grizzlies and the Pelicans, but the Pelicans pull out the dub. Zion actually got to play the end of the game, so that was good for the Pelicans. As you know, he's Zion. He's gonna get his rebounds, he's gonna put up his points, and he helped them put the game away. And he had a really good game, putting up 20, and I believe 7 and 5. So just a really good game, a normal Zion Williamson day for him. Also, BI really meshed well with Zion and was able to get off, which you haven't really seen that much this season from those two, but they were both able to be a really good 1-2 punch in the offense today. Even though a lot of other people got to score, Josh Hart played a really really good game. He was able to score. JJ already did his thing. He was able to score. Drew Holiday played well. Lonzo didn't shoot well, but he played well in other areas of the game. Good win by the Pelicans. You know, it just looked like they just played better. You know what I mean? Their defense was better. Their offense was better. The Grizzlies' offense was terrible. You know, and the Pelicans took advantage of that, and they was able to just play keep away with the lead. And every time the Grizzlies got close, the Pelicans were able to just pull the lead right back away from them and to get up 8 or 10 in the ball game. And they just played that way the whole time, and they was able to get the dub. Now on to Memphis. Like with Memphis, it was a good game for them somewhat, but it was a bad game for Ja Morant. And Ja Morant is the engine for this team. Ja Morant is the focal point of this team. And if your focal point doesn't have a good game, you're not going to win. You know, Jaren Jackson had another good game where he was impressive. You know, Jaren Jackson, I feel like, isn't really getting a lot of attention from the national media, but he's a really good player. And he's definitely the second best player on their team. And in my opinion, he has the talent with his skill set to possibly be the best player on their team in the coming years if he develops right. Grayson Allen had a really good game. He actually got more minutes today after he's been playing an impressive couple games, especially the last game he played. He came in this game, he was able to make threes and show that he's a knockdown shooter that hustles hard. But Ja Morant got to play better. You can't go in there and have the game that he had. He just played terrible. He shot bad from the field. He shot terrible from three. And the Grizzlies as a team shot terrible from three. They just couldn't make shots. And their defense was still bad, and they still weren't disciplined. I feel like the Grizzlies got to get it together because they need to. They're the AFC, and I understand that you want to be comfortable, but you can't be comfortable as the AFC, especially when you got a team like the Spurs that's a game behind you. You got all these teams that's 1 game or 2 games behind them, and ever since they started playing, they're 0-3. You can't be 0-3 when you're the AFC and you're trying to keep your spot. You know, people say, "Oh, the Grizzlies got this chip on their shoulder," but it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're comfortable, and it doesn't look like they're trying to play with that grit. And Ja Morant just hasn't had a really good couple games. He hasn't really had that game that you've been waiting for him to have. He hasn't really had that dominant game to get the Grizzlies over the hump. And he has to, because he's the focal point of that team. If he doesn't do that, they lose. He has to play better than that. They have to shoot better, and Ja Morant has to play better. He has to be more aggressive. He has to drive the ball. He has to be able to put the ball in the hoop. He has to be able to shoot. And until he does, this Grizzlies team is going to struggle, and they can't afford to do that or they won't make the playoffs. So, at this point, you got to look at it. You got to say, if you're the Grizzlies, yeah, we still in the league, but we got to get together. You got to get back into your rhythm. And if you're the Pelicans, you're saying, okay, let's keep playing like this. Let's keep playing good basketball, good defense. Let's keep playing Zion in the fourth quarter like we should have been because he's a monster. Let's keep getting B.I. going because he's a great scorer. And so it's a positive note for the Pelicans. It's a negative note for the Grizzlies. Both of these teams are talented. Both of these teams I would love to see at the 8th spot. But in my opinion, it all depends on who wants it more or who's going to play harder. And tonight, the Pelicans showed that they wanted it more, and they played harder, and they shot better. Y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree. That's all I got to say about it. Peace.